ever on fucking time for this show, but at least it's only 7 minutes.
Pretty on time.
This time? Well, yeah, I mean, like, I think 7 minutes is pretty on time.
Great.
Yeah.
So, anyway, Sofa City, again, with not being consistent from week to week, but here we fucking are. Tell me who you guys are.
We're Evil Villain.
We are.
Yeah.
And who's
Villain.
an Evil Villain?
The band.
The band. Thank you for having us on here.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming on and like us finally making this happen. I don't know if Matt's told you guys, but every time we're supposed to connect with you, it never happens.
Sick.
Sorry,
What'd you say?
We're totally doing this interview. This is awesome. All right.
All right, now we're sharing it. So.
Chris is just sharing this.
I'm sharing the video so everyone can see it. Live. Nice. All right. Oh, look, there's Amanda there.
Look at that. Hi, Amanda.
All right.
This is going to be a fucking great show.
Evil ass villain. We're the interviewers.
Matt and I have been trying to make this happen for a while, but I live in a life of chaos and I never get the opportunity to get out there when I tell him I'm going to be there. So Matt gets the Awesome Guy Award for dealing with Amanda's bullshit all the time.
Right on.
But I appreciate it. Pardon?
He deals with ours all the time, too.
Oh, well, that's why he makes it look so easy.
Well, it kind of slides off that pretty solid point.
So, well, I guess that answers my first question, which was going to be, how are you guys doing this evening? And you sound like you're doing fucking great.
Pretty good, yeah.
Jam night, it's always good.
Yeah, we're all off work, and we're here to do work.
Yeah.
Except our guitarist, Tim, who's not here because he's basically worked like 30 hours in the last 2 days, so we decided to take the night off.
Oh, I don't blame him.
Yeah.
But it actually...
It sucks he's not here, but I get it.
He's running on 2 hours sleep, so he gets a pass.
There's only 4 spots on the couch, though.
True.
Yeah.
True.
If Tim were here, he'd have to be standing right here.
And he could lean across all of us.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, you guys technically act as a couch as long as all your knees are level, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
You're like a couch cover?
Next time, I guess.
Yeah.
Good for a couple. Like,
Well, Tim, hello out there. If you're watching, we miss you,
Well,
bud.
hopefully he is. I wish that I had known we would have been able to send him the link so that he could have come in from a different stream.
Oh, yeah. He is probably asleep, though. So. He works in backline. He's got to pick up a bunch of gear at some club tonight at like 11. So,
So he's sleeping.
then he's passed out at the moment.
Oh, well then, yeah, no, that's okay. Definitely next time. So you guys have a lot going on, eh?
Yeah, we've been busy the past, a couple years. We started the band.
Yeah.
Busy last 6 months
then
for sure, just nonstop.
Things really came together when we got Tim, was the last member to join.
Yeah.
And that has only been about 6 or 8 months.
Yeah.
And then that's when we finalized all the songs, started playing shows. You know, I mean, the whole thing about this band is we've all really just been putting in the effort and using all of our combined experience to really hit it hard, you know?
Well, it definitely shows.
Here we are, yeah.
Yeah.
Feels
No,
good.
it does. It definitely shows. You guys are definitely one of the tighter bands that I listen to.
Appreciate it.
So whatever you guys are doing, keep doing it because it's working for you.
We're just showing up and playing all the time. That's the only secret.
well-
Hours of practice.
That's all it takes.
The secret is just fucking doing it, right?
Yeah, that's
keep
it.
doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it.
I imagine if you're talented, you don't have to work that hard. But
Right.
Yeah.
you know, for us,
I am not gifted. We're not gifted.
Well, I don't know. You guys are all pretty good though. So you guys
Did you
are all.
enjoy the Bovine show?
So pardon?
Did you enjoy the Bovine show?
No, it was terrible.
Fuck, I thought it was pretty
That's
good.
what we were going for, you know?
I know. I drove all the way out there just to see you guys.
Hmm.
So, I came out there that night for you guys. You guys did a fucking fantastic job. It was a great show. The whole evening was great, but you guys were fucking fantastic.
Yeah,
I feel like
that was a good one.
I don't know. You guys are probably the same, but I always kind of turn up a little bit at the Bovine for some reason. Just like the quality of playing seems to be there, no matter what, because it's like my favorite venue in the city to play.
I think it has that atmosphere.
Yeah, it really's got that like really good just underground music scene atmosphere that just makes you enjoy the night.
It's a staple
Yeah.
too, right?
Yeah.
It's one of those like
Totally.
Toronto staples.
For sure.
Yeah, you can feel how legendary that place is when you walk in.
Totally.
Like, I mean, I can make both my arms touch from wall to wall, and I'm only 5'5", but I think that's what adds to the character of that
Oh,
place.
yeah. Makes it
You know?
intimate. And you see all the stickers of the bands that have been through there, and yeah.
On that note, did you see that the door from the Bovine ended up at the new punk rock museum in Las Vegas?
Yeah, I heard
What?
about that.
No, let's talk about this. When did that happen? How did it happen?
Just a few weeks ago. I don't know. I mean, okay, I just read a couple articles or whatever, but I think
Okay.
Pat Mike from NoFX was like the main dude to get it going. But I think he wanted to open like a record shop or a storefront or something, but it ended up just getting a big space. So he's started this punk rock museum. Like it just opened. And yeah, it's in Las Vegas. And so one of the artifacts in the museum is, I think, one of the bathroom doors
It
from
is
the
the bathroom
Bovine.
door. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, like Chainfall, one of our good buddies,
Oh, yeah.
their sticker is in the Punk Rock Hall of Fame right now.
That's freaking sick.
Like, yeah,
I know, I was looking all over. I like zoomed in to see if I could recognize any of the bands, and I did, but I didn't see that one.
yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah.
I just got to see them for the first time at Walter's Bash.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they like, I mean, I know how short those sets were, but they were great. And then they were awesome enough to donate one of their patches towards my new vest. So
that's
they're on my top 10 anyway, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Chainfall gives it. We love
it's-
those guys.
I will say that
Pardon?
Chainfall is the kind of band you want to see at like midnight as opposed to in the afternoon, which they played in the afternoon at the Walter.
Yeah.
There, though.
Yeah.
But
no.
they're a good like late night band.
Yeah, I know. I have seen them since then. I have had the opportunity to see them since then. I got to see them when they played with Snake River Redemption for their last show. So yeah, so that was a good show. They were a fucking great time.
Hey, that might not be their last show. We're hopeful that.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's fair. I guess I should choose my words wisely. It's just a matter of how much we bug them, right?
Yeah, that's
Pretty
right.
much.
I think,
get lucky in the guys.
So did
James
Josh
is still jam?
Yeah, well, definitely. And like, I mean, it's only a matter of time before the three of them miss each other and they're all in the same room again, and it's just going to take some time. So, and I'm sure Genny needs to get settled with where he is in his new area and stuff. So, which, I mean, good for him. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, it's always good to see your friends advance in life.
Absolutely.
Hell,
Absolutely.
especially in the music scene, you know? We're really all in it together, you know? Just hanging out, doing our thing.
Yeah. No, it's we're definitely in an interesting industry.
Yeah.
When it comes to you know, like how we do things and how many times people retire or, you know, stop playing or, you know, whatever the case may be.
I don't even consider it an industry like it's supposed to be, but it's like where I'd be hanging out if I wasn't producing music and like, you know, practicing it. Like I was always just going to shows before I could play an instrument anyways. So
yeah,
it's a lifestyle.
It doesn't seem like an industry even though it kind of is, but
yeah.
Well, you have to make money for it to be an industry, right?
I guess, yeah, but it's like such a friendly vibe no matter where you go. You see.
Yeah.
No, I can definitely agree with that. We definitely are part of quite a unique family. I don't like, I kind of just stopped calling us a community a little while ago because like in the last year, at least the Toronto scene, Hamilton scene, we've really seen everybody kind of come together for each other and be there and stuff like that. Yeah. And we're definitely a family.
Yeah, for sure. So. Especially with like all the shit that goes on like this year, last year, every year, you know?
Yeah.
like you said, people coming together. Like when Walter passed away, like that was a great example of people really coming together
Yep.
during a horrendously unfortunate situation, but
Yeah, I
gotta
don't
stick
think
together.
any of us are really right from that yet.
Yeah,
But the blessings that have come from that, and I can't not say this stuff. The blessings that have come from that have been extremely credible. The people that have crossed my path, the money that's been raised, the people that have gotten help because of it, the exposure to way the hospitals treat people.
yeah,
In hindsight, it sucks, man. I would rather Walter back than anything.
of course.
But look at all these amazing things that are happening because of him.
Hmm.
So, it sucks, and cheers to Walter, even though I don't drink. Cheers to Walter. It sucks, but we have a lot of wonderful things because of him, and I think things are just going to keep getting better. I've noticed that shows are a little bit more full and more pictures are being taken and there's more hugs.
Yeah.
I'm pretty shocked at how much full shows are. I thought it was going to take a lot longer. I'm stoked at how many crowds I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think we've all just had enough.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just say hypothetically the world's going to end. To be honest with you, I would rather be in a fucking mosh pit than sitting on my couch worrying about it.
I'd rather enjoy myself.
And it's like a little, depending on where you go, anyways, weeknight wise, it's almost busier now than it was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Everyone's getting burnt out after 20 years of playing music and doing all this stuff, but then a bit of a break, and then holy shit, everyone wants to get back at it so hard.
Yeah.
You get a lot of perspective from, certain.
Well, yeah, and look at all the amazing albums that came out of it, and great bands that came out of it, and lyrics that came out of it, and stuff. Yeah. Speaking of bands and great albums and stuff like that, you guys have an EP coming up, because I could just sit here and shoot the shit with you guys and talk about nothing all night long.
Well, we got a lot of beer left, so
Yeah, we can do that. But yeah, we're working on our first EP right now. Everything we've written so far, stuff that we started writing during the break, we'll call it. And it's finally coming to fruition now.
Yeah, it's 4-song EP. Bless you. 4-song EP. We're tracking everything right now. We're trying to finish tracking bass at the moment. And then we're working on vocals, I believe, on the weekend.
Yeah, we're starting vocals Saturday.
Yeah, we're getting there.
So, yeah, we should have that out and ready to go in the next few months, ideally. But we'll see how everything goes.
It's just a race against time. Trying to get everything done takes so much time. And you still want to just jam, too. Not always back. Because you're like, oh, let's just rip the set.
Yeah. we're on pace. We're on pace.
Yeah. We have we have the plan, right? It's to record the EP, which we're in the middle of. We have the mixing and mastering set up. Our buddy Corey is going to do it, and we're all super confident that he's going to do an awesome job.
Yeah, it's Corey Hopping from Litharo and Striker.
Yep, and Johnny No Cash, and
Johnny No Cash, and Shadows too.
Oh yeah.
I forgot you're a huge Johnny No Cash fan. They actually played at Beer Bash 3, and Corey was the drummer of the band at that time.
Yeah, I'm a huge No Cash fan.
I know you are.
Yeah, I have Head Alone tattooed on my ribs.
Oh, sick.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. And then I have the I don't know if you can see it, I have the No Cash symbol on my arm. I have a whole bunch of my friends tattooed all over my left arm.
Cool. Awesome.
I've got Gypsy Chief Goliath, Niagara Metal, The Electric Dead. Awesome. I'm working on it.
I think I've told you this before, but you know Al, obviously. Al Bones.
I do.
His band played my 20th birthday party in Windsor.
Really?
Mr. Bones. That was his original band.
Yeah.
I think it's undergone a couple metamorphoses at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were Mr. Bones at the time. And yeah, they played my 20th birthday party at a house party in Windsor.
That's amazing. I actually I worked with him for Volume 3. I think him and Cam Schwartz have the longest profiles I've ever written. His was like 4 pages or something like that. That man is just full of talent from all kinds of
He's had
different
an
areas.
interesting life. He's had an interesting life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see
Yeah.
it. See it.
He have you guys read his book, The Mistakes I've Made in the Music Business?
I have not.
Oh, well, he messaged me after or during writing Sofa City, and he said something about writing a book, and I gave him my publisher's name, and less than a year later he had a book.
Wow.
So it's
He's always
amazing.
been a
It's
gifted
great.
writer, so
He-
that makes sense.
Definitely. Yeah. And I guess he's got another one in the works too. And I don't think that's a hush hush thing because I saw it on his Facebook. So
That's fun.
yeah. So
We
yeah,
used to party in Windsor back in the early 2000s. I was going to school out there, and
Okay.
he lived in Windsor. That's where he grew up.
Yeah.
And yeah, just through music or whatever, we ended up becoming buddies. So yeah, we used to pal around all the time back in the day.
he's a good dude.
Yeah, he's a good
Yeah.
dude. Yeah. Mr. Bones though is still my favorite band of his.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, he had another band, George and Skull.
George and
They were
Skull.
really good too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were really good. And I think there was another one. He's with Age of Wolves right now. And I know Gypsy Chief either just released something. I don't want to get in trouble for not knowing this. They either just released something or they're in the works of releasing something.
Sick.
I'm not 100% sure. I actually should probably get in touch with him. It's been a little while. So, but yeah, no, so you guys have your pardon?
Better you get in trouble about it than us.
Well, I mean, the last book I worked with, like, I think there was 152 people I worked with on volume 3. So I hope we won't get in that much trouble.
Nice.
It's
Good.
a lot of it's a lot that goes into it. Like I work with anywhere from 16 to 25 bands per book, and then I work with each one of you individually while writing the profile, as Matt knows. So
They do.
it gets a little busy, it gets a little chaotic, but it's worth it because
Oh, we're stoked to be in
Parties are
number
fun.
4.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Pardon?
We're stoked to be in number 4.
I'm so excited you guys are in number 4. It's going to be a lot of fun, especially since I get to work. Well, Matt, I get to work with you at the end of the month.
Oh yeah, we're doing the show at Tail of the Junction. I'm pretty
Oh
proud of
yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's the Toronto release party for Volume 3.
Yep. Yep. And Railgun is coming through from Thunder Bay.
Yeah, they're from Thunder Bay.
Right on.
Which is pretty cool. It's like their Toronto tour stop, which
Yeah.
is sick.
Yeah, and they're in volume 4 as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
and so
awesome.
are Crimson Shadows.
Right on.
Oh, sick.
So yeah, like I said earlier, like they just keep getting more and more. They just get more. Like the people I get to work with is insane, and I'm lucky that I do what I do. I'm lucky I get to work with the people I do. I haven't had an issue with one band I've worked with yet.
Awesome.
Everybody's been great. So yeah, no, everybody's been really good, and all the parties have been successful and fun, and so should be a good time.
Well, I'm stoked for that, to party with Don Valley and Axe Mister.
Fucking shout out to Don Valley.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they played the release show in St. Catharines. That,
That
was a
was a
lot
really
of
good
fun.
lineup.
They were the first band to have somebody fall off stage. So that
Was
was
it
at
Nick?
the warehouse.
Was it Nick?
So that was awesome.
Which one was it?
Just guess.
The singer.
Nick.
Of course.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, Nick. The drummer? No.
Listen, I adore those guys. I have the most fun when I see them when they play. I do. I absolutely adore them. They are so much fun.
You've been playing with
Any
these guys
chance
for
I
years.
get to work with them, I do. They
Yeah, they're good dudes.
they slid into Sofa City Sounds the night before it went to my publisher. And then they ended up playing the release. So it was a lot of fun.
Well,
Yeah.
we're stoked to play with
Yeah,
Omnivert, I
probably
guess. Anyway, it's not about Omnivert, but we're stoked to play.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
between me and Chris, we probably played with those bands with Don Valley with like 8 different bands.
That's awesome.
All the bands we've been in, like,
I've played with them with 4 or more.
yeah, man.
That's awesome.
But that's what I
So
love about
fun.
Don Valley. They will play any metal show.
Yeah, oh,
They
yeah.
don't have to be specific genre. They're able to show up and shred.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Definitely
when I called them about the show in St. Cat, they didn't ask me who was playing. They didn't ask me what the day was. They didn't ask me anything. I went, "Can you do my book release?" And they went, "We're there." And that was it. That was it. And that release worked out so well. It was so much fun. I would put them on any show I do.
They're definitely like a committed bunch of guys. Like they live it, you know? Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, we all kind of do. It's a lifestyle, but like, man, those guys have been doing it for a long time, and they
Yeah.
stay true to their sound, true to themselves. Like,
Yeah,
they're
definitely.
solid guys, awesome
Definitely.
players. Like their music is always sick. And
Yeah.
yeah, I love listening to them.
I don't think you heard a lot of bands that mix deathcore with that southern style when they first started coming out. Like they've got like, there's a lot of bands that sound like them now, but like when they first started coming out, it was like a very unique sound.
Yeah, I remember
When you heard them, you knew who they were.
Sorry, Amanda?
I just said when you heard them, you knew that it was them.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you listen to the album once, and then like it's just the riff comes on, and everyone that's heard it knows that album.
Yeah.
When I first moved to the city, I was just on the subway one time, and some guy, I think it was their former guitar player.
Which one, Reese?
I think it was
Onions?
Reese, but I'm not sure because it was years ago, like over a decade ago,
Yeah,
probably
so hard.
15 years ago.
It's pretty
And
Reese.
and yeah, I'm just sitting on the subway. I guess I looked like a metalhead, so this other metalhead guy comes up and hands me like a business card, and it's Don Valley. He's like, "Hey, you look like you would like this," and he gives me this card, and I'm like, "Don Valley, clever." And then I used that card for filter tape.
That's awesome.
But like, I never forgot that. And then
Took the info and downloaded it to your brain.
Yeah,
All right,
I
now
didn't-
smoke
I
this
mean,
shit.
I always remembered it, but it wasn't long after that like my band started playing with them. And,
Right.
but at that point I hadn't heard them. But then when I checked them out, I was like interested in the band itself. But just that first introduction was cool because I was young and I was like just starting a band too. So it was kind of like cool to see that there's other people out there doing the same thing that I am and that we are, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
here we all are still doing it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. And everybody's still anxious to keep doing it and chatting about it. And you know, I really thought that over the last 3 years we were going to see quite a downfall of good music, because I know a lot of people were in some pretty rough spots when all of this started. And I'll tell
Complete
you,
opposite for me and Chris.
pardon?
It was the complete opposite of that for me and Chris because we had all this time and all this drive to do
Yep.
put a sick set of songs together.
Yep.
We're like, oh, this is kind of great. Like we at least have the time to just grind away writing riffs and arranging songs and
Yeah.
jam more because of it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to say. Like
any bullshit, but
and that like there was a lot going on, but that was exactly what I was going to say. Is it was the exact opposite. I found that as quiet as everybody got, this industry really thrived over that break.
Well, I think what we saw was a lot of like it really took commitment to like get through that, because as much as like the music industry did thrive and stuff, we saw it firsthand.
Yeah.
Like a lot of players and bands or whatever like kind of fall off, you know, like anyone who wasn't in it 100% didn't want to do that with their life. They kind of fell to the wayside, you know, and that's kind of how this band started.
Mm-hmm.
Was like,
yeah, all the people that really wanted to be there showed up.
Yeah, exactly. And then, you know, the other people kind of, you know, didn't, and anyone who wasn't in it kind of fell off, and you really had to.
Dave. No, I'm kidding. I love you.
No, you're right to say that.
Oh, yeah.
But shout out to Dave. You're still a sick guitar player.
Yeah.
No matter what, like, you know, play
It's all
back
gonna
and
watch.
forth.
We love these people.
I hope he does. I hope see him this Dave.
But yeah, our band Active Sin here broke up during that time, right? So
Right.
it's kind of like you could call it a metamorphosis, because like
Mhm.
you really had to put the effort in, because like there was no, I don't know, no guidelines or anything like that. So, you know, you really had to push yourself. You know, there was no like outside, uh,
There's nothing to prepare for.
yeah, like
Pressure.
there were
Yeah,
gigs
there's
to
no
prepare
pressure.
for. So there's no like the only motivation is coming from within. Whereas like
Right.
before, in the before times,
BC,
you know,
BC.
BC, yeah,
In the
in
before
the
time.
before times, yeah,
Before COVID.
you know, there was commitment, so that, and commitments and goals and stuff, and that would drive people to stay in a band,
Right.
or make music, or you know, write, or go out and do shit. But then when that went away, you know, it kind of really uh, separated those who wanted to do it and those who really
Yeah.
didn't. You know,
It was
so,
a unique opportunity, in a way. Like, yeah, if you really wanted to jam and write, like, you really did have the time to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we moved our jam room to a shop we were working at, and so it was just like clock out, and okay, you're amping, you know, drum kit's there, amps there, guitars there.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna hang out, just rip songs for, you know, a couple hours before you go home. Just
Yeah.
noise.
Clock out and clock back in.
Pat and I were working, yeah, at this shop, and exactly, you stop doing work
What was the shop called?
and you start doing work.
What's your name?
It was the Matt Patterson project. Or
No,
something.
it's not called that.
It's got pretty fucking close.
What's
Yeah.
it actually called?
It's okay.
You know who you are. So
But yeah, so that was a good time. But then the pandemic kind of ruined for that.
not only
Couldn't
that,
do
like
that
even
anymore.
like in like Toronto, like during that time, like a lot of the rehearsal like spots got shut
Yeah.
down.
Well, that's why
Yeah.
we moved to the shop. Yeah, and it's just like a out of necessity to get some jams going. It's like I was working fucking, I don't know, 100-hour weeks sometimes, where I would just be there all day. So for me, it was super sweet to have people show up, like
Right.
clock out for 3 hours, play drums, and then just everyone takes off, and I finish the night out. Like, it was pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they made the rules pretty strange at that time. Like, I know that as long as you were working in some kind of production and you were recording it, that was a loophole.
Yeah.
But if you weren't recording whatever thing you were producing, you know, it was a lot more difficult for people to get together. So you guys having that opportunity to have that space where you are already involved with each other in a work environment, that's awesome that you guys got to continue doing what you were doing and kind of pull this out of that, pull something good out of all that shit. Because like you guys were saying earlier, like we were saying, there's a lot of people that didn't make it, and because you had to be self-motivated, you really had to create your own momentum. Those who wanted to be there were there. Those of you who wanted to be there are here now. Right. So, and that speaks volumes for what kind of drive you guys have and the professionalism you have behind you to get you to this point. Fuck, I have marbles in my mouth today.
That's okay. We're blushing.
Yeah, you look pretty red from back here, but
We, not me. We all are, right, guys?
But yeah, that was an interesting time, because like we like
When did we
Matt,
start the band?
Matt and I were in active
Yeah,
band, and then we got Pat in the band, and then we got Tim for a little while, but then that didn't work out. But then when we started this band, we got Dustin, who was in bands with Matt and Tim in the past, and
Then Tim heard different style of riffs and was kind of more intrigued, because it was like
more
just
into what he was into.
a little
Yeah.
more just right into what he was listening to at the time and what he played in the past, style wise. It was
Right.
kind of more all over the place.
It's the hardcore influences. that
Yeah,
makes-
exactly. And he really enjoys, you know, difficult riffs that he's got to go home and work on.
Yeah.
It shows, because then, you know, a month later he shows up. He's like, "Well, check this out." He was working on that
Right.
really hard riff that Chris showed me, and he
Yeah.
just gets it. So
yeah.
it
Well,
worked out really good.
you guys all seem to fit very well together. You all like all of your style is like this much different from
Yeah.
each other, and that's kind of what pulls it all together to, I think anyway, to make the sound that you guys have.
Yeah,
and I can
agree.
definitely appreciate it. I like it when you can tell a band from listening to them, right? Like when I throw on my playlist and I hit mix and you guys come up, I know it's you.
Mm.
You know, I don't have to go, who am I listening to?
Yeah,
You guys have that.
cool.
And there's a lot of bands on my playlist where I'm like, who am I listening to? Or that sounds
Yeah.
like, you know, whoever, and it's a totally different band. And you guys
Yeah, you
don't
can't
have that. You guys
decide.
actually have a
Yeah,
distinct
yeah.
sound.
Part
And
of that too is the
Omnivert
only
has a
track we
distinct
have.
sound too.
Yeah,
Pardon?
the only track we have right now up is like a rough demo that we recorded ourselves. So it's definitely got a more unique, like,
Yeah.
90s style sound.
Maybe it just sounds shitty.
Yeah,
Exactly, but it's one of those things where a lot of people,
Well, I think that all of us are in the age group that we can appreciate anything out of the 90s right now.
yeah,
That's true. That's true.
So,
sure.
We're
you know.
definitely a product of our influences, and we just have like a pretty good synergy amongst us. Like, it's anybody can have any say on any part of any instrument.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, you know, we really do write the songs together. You know, there's not like one main guy that like writes the songs and then brings
Yeah.
it to everybody. We really do,
Even if that happens.
yeah, put all
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we make all the songs together.
Yeah, I can't even play guitar, and I wrote a guitar riff. So
That's true.
That's awesome.
That's what makes the song so unique, is because like you
Yeah.
got, you know, Pat and Matt writing guitar riffs, and like,
Pat wrote a few vocal lines.
yeah, that's right, yeah.
Right
We
on.
got Dustin coming up with like unique rhythms, and like, you know, we've got Matt influencing my guitar riffs and kind of forming them into something that I alone wouldn't write because it's not my
Right.
style or whatever. But then when you mix everybody in together,
Yeah.
it comes up with something that none of us could do on our own.
yeah, I have Matt, Tim, Chris, and Dustin all saying, "Well, why don't you try this on drums?"
Yeah.
And instead of being like, "Well, it's a written part," I'll just try it. And once I'm
Right.
able to play it in a couple minutes, I'm like, "Okay, that actually does sound fucking great."
Yeah. It's a benefit of like having a bunch of guys that don't really have a crazy ego, and like
Yeah.
everybody's input is important, so everybody's always
Yep.
like listening for that input, and like healthy criticism is exactly what it is, right?
Yeah, I remember
That's
years
awesome.
ago, I was like, I'm a founding member, and I'm going to be like ruling with an iron fist. And then when my friends joined the band, I was like, well, these guys have good points. Maybe I should listen.
Yeah.
Like, just never ended up being that way.
And it's funny, the ideas that like come out of it are crazy. Like it happens all the time between Pat and I, where I'll be playing something and Pat will be like, "Here, why don't you play it like this?" And I'm like, "Pat, that is a stupid idea. Like that's never gonna work." And he's like, "Just try it." And I'll be like, "Oh, fine. I'll learn it. I'll play it. I'll write it." And then we do, and it's like, "Oh, that's pretty sick, actually." And then it ends up like in the song, you know? That
Yeah.
happens all the time.
And that even happened in
wicked.
recording. Like,
Yeah.
we recorded these songs being like, we're 100% done writing these. We've been playing them the same now for 3 months. And then we try things that you can like spend a second like practicing and, you know,
Yeah.
quick edit, line it up, make it sound good, and then practice that. And then you're like, hey, we might actually have to keep this.
Yeah,
we have to learn how to play this.
Little
and, like,
tweaks
make
here and
that.
there that
Yeah.
makes things look
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
we go for-
The only other band, now I'm sure there's lots of bands that do, the only other band that I've ever heard of that works the same way you guys do, where everybody has their hand in everything, is Sloan. And they've been doing it for almost 40 years.
I love those guys.
They're my favorite band, actually. Like, I don't tell, I guess I just told the whole fucking world that. I don't tell a lot of people that. But Sloan is the reason I do this. They were the first band I ever saw.
Wow.
Wow.
And I've seen them like 30 or 40 times after that.
crazy.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And they work everybody helps write everything and everybody has an input in everything. And like anytime I've ever spent with them or seen them or anything, like you can just tell how tight they are. And you guys sound like you're on the same path as that.
Well, maybe we'll play a show with them sometime. That'd be sick.
I gotta say, the tightness comes from like recording and playing to a metronome and like sticking with it. It's a pain in the ass.
Don't tell them our secrets, Pat.
Everybody knows that though.
If anyone who's not a musician is listening to this, and they'll take that down.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god.
It's like musicians were just like, obviously that's what you do.
As like a punk drummer starting, I was always like, oh, time is ambiguous and whatever. And then I saw like a band, what was it, Fit for an Autopsy, playing with Hunter. And me and my buddy Mark, shout out, son of a bitch machine. And we're looking down at the drummer. And we're like, I don't understand how this guy's so good. So we fucking talked to him after the show and asked him, like, how do you sound so perfect? And he's just like, I listened to a click. And you're like, all right, maybe for this genre, you should really just grind those tempos in. Like,
Well,
be like
yeah.
precision tight. Because, like, you know, it ends up, you end up being in and out of it anyways and playing ahead and behind the beat. So there's still some feel to it. But, like, you know, we have like 7 different tempos in one song sometimes.
I guess.
Well,
And so, like, you're not losing the feel as long as you program that in from the start.
But again,
right.
if we play that and then say, lo and behold, the computer doesn't play the click, we play.
That's
Like,
true.
we're at a
That never happened.
We've had the metronome fail live at most of our shows, and then it works again.
You try and set up a laptop on stage 5 minutes before you're about to play a set and try and get the metronome to work and like
Summer,
through
it's not
headphones.
overheated, and the battery's
Yeah,
there.
your phones.
We're the best.
Well, it's never been the
Yeah. So there's been a
So-
couple times where it craps the bed and we end up just playing.
Yeah, I have everybody on stage
Live,
staring at me,
live.
being like, "Are we starting?" And I just go, "Fuck it," and close the laptop and start the song. It's like, all right, we played this to the metronome 2 days ago, so remember.
Yeah. The closing of the laptop is the count-in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny. So, you guys plan on leaving Toronto for a little bit? You have a tour coming up. Where are you going?
The Weekender tour.
I can't believe I'm remembering all this stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome job. It's
You're
awesome.
doing great.
We're
Do you want to
No, go
answer?
I'll do it. No. Go ahead, Matt. It's all you.
All right, tour, Matt, go.
We're going from Windsor to Montreal.
Sick.
then up to Barrie or Owen Sound.
Yeah, you know, like
In
some
between.
little
All in
variances
between,
in the way. You know, we all have jobs and stuff, so we're just doing, what is it, 7 out of 9 weekends or something like that.
Too many.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, we're just trying, you know, like a couple towns each weekend. So I don't know, like, if there's any elitists watching this, maybe you could tell us if that counts as a tour or not. You know, to us it feels like a tour, I guess.
Yeah. It's all our free days for a month and a bit in a row.
Yeah.
We're playing shows.
Well,
Yeah, we're going to a lot of cool places. We're going to Owen Sound, Barrie, Guelph. We're playing with the Dominion in Guelph, our buddies. That's sick.
Nice.
they're in volume 4.
Oh, that's sick.
Their hometown buddies.
Yeah.
They're sick. Yeah.
Crimson
Wait,
Asphalt's
so with
in
the-
volume 4.
Okay.
I'm just
And
going to
then,
keep spitting them out as I think about them. Crimson Asphalt's in volume 4 too.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, they're
We
fucking
had those
good
guys
dudes.
at our room.
Yeah,
here.
these guys have actually played in this room.
Fuck
Yeah.
you!
Right?
Guys
I
are so
love
sick.
them.
I fucking love those guys too. Great
I
band.
saw them at the Red Papaya, and they had a rope hit. It was fucking
Yeah,
crazy.
sick.
It
Do
was
you
so
You
fun.
like the band Helmet, Amanda?
I do.
I think they sound a lot like Helmet.
They do, but they've got this weird twist that gives them their like that little bit extra to them. But they do. Now that you say that,
The other band that I would say is Vision of Disorder.
I don't
Vision
know
of
much of their
Disorder is just
music.
like total alt metal band.
yeah.
A little heavier than Helmet. Like Helmet's obviously got a little bit more of the cleans, and Vision of
Yeah.
Disorder has some more of this. But yeah, to me, fucking direct cross between those two bands.
Yeah.
Which is sick. You don't hear a lot of that throwback style these days. I know,
Right.
like new metal's kind of in vogue again, but you don't hear a lot of alt metal sounds out of
No, and they're so fucking raw.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
sick.
That's one thing I love about them is they're so fucking raw. They're real about what they're doing, and I can certainly appreciate that.
Yeah, we had them here for one of our Omniverse sessions, private parties.
I know I missed it.
It was.
Matt, you can give me shit anytime.
I'm not gonna say.
We'll have more.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say we're gonna do it every weekend, but every time we do it, it's a hell of a party. And those
Yeah.
guys,
Oh,
were
yeah.
super cool. Like before and after they played.
I had some health issues that I couldn't get past, so I couldn't go. But hopefully the next
good.
one, and I mean, like I'm in and out of Toronto all the time.
You're
I try
always
to
welcome at Spacians.
Totally.
pardon.
You're always welcome at the Jam Spacians.
Yeah, we
Well,
these
I
shows
very
together.
much appreciate that. I will get out there soon. The girls, my girls are going to Newfoundland for a month soon, so my work schedule is going to get crazy busy, but it's going to open up a bit, so I'll be able to actually get out and about and not have to worry too much about babysitters and stuff like that. So, like my girls are good on their own, but they're good on their own if I go to St. Catharines. They're not good on their own if I go to Toronto or anything like that. They're still young, so. And then they're not old enough to get into the shows, so I can't drag them with me.
Not yet.
Oh yeah.
No, not yet. Actually, I did buy tickets for Alice Cooper and Rob Zombie for me and my 12-year-old for her birthday.
Nice.
So, well, I took her to see Iron Maiden when she was 9.
Which one?
Which child or which show was I at?
Which Iron Maiden show?
Well,
What year was
in
it?
some way, shape, or form, she's been with me at every Iron Maiden show I've seen.
Oh.
But the one where she was on the outside of me was 2019 with Raven's Age, and
Oh yes.
Pierre played the River Bar.
I was at that. That was awesome.
Have you showed her the
Here's the
crossover picture these days that I've seen recently? The little Iron Mermaiden.
That ended up on a band chat.
Yeah. So corny.
Awesome.
Speaking of the Little Mermaid, I have the
Sick
poster
movie.
behind me.
Oh
Right.
wait.
Okay, but here,
This is
listen,
on
the reason I have the poster
Oh,
is
there it is.
because look,
Oh,
it's one of the original 90s posters that actually has the golden dildo in it.
The Golden Dicks.
Oh,
Yeah.
sick.
sick.
It's the
That's
best,
so metal.
best part of the movie right there.
So that's, yeah, like this whole wall is covered in cool shit. But, well, that you can see anyway. This whole wall is covered in cool shit. But this is one of my favorite things because it's like an original 90s plaque. It was in my friend's garbage in the front of her house, and I beat the fucking garbage guy to it.
Nice.
Nice.
Yep.
Awesome. And now it's got this great second life on your wall.
One person's garbage is someone else's good on
Now-
garbage.
One man's ass, you know?
Now it sits in between a drum skin that has Genny's signature on it and Kevin King from Slumber Dust.
Wait, you
Cool.
say a drum skin with Getty's signature?
No,
Getty
Getty from
From
Snake
Snake
River.
River.
Okay.
From drum skin. And then
No.
I have a whole bunch. I have a guitar. Josh and Jay signed my kid's guitar, and I've got
Oh,
a
sick.
signed poster from them. And
When's the first time you saw them?
the first time I saw Snake River,
Yeah.
I actually remember the date. It was March 2nd, 2019.
Sick.
Sick.
I
Right on.
saw them and Gypsy Chief Goliath at a bar called Willie John's Big Easy in Niagara Falls.
Oh, right on. Right on.
And Josh and I instantly became friends. Josh is one of my best friends. He's one of my
He's a
favorite
good
people.
dude. He's a
Yeah.
good dude.
So yeah, he's the reason I have tires on my car.
Every time I do see him, I'm like, oh, you again.
Yeah. Yeah, Josh is a good dude. And he's one of the funniest fucking people I've ever met in my life, man.
Yeah,
he's a fun
his
dude.
Facebook's account is a good follow. He's always got some
Oh, yeah.
funny smart shit. Gonna smoke a big fat joint and fucking this and that. I'm like,
Meanwhile, he's at work.
exactly. Like,
Everybody does it.
No, Josh is a good dude. I'll be really happy if I get to see Snake River again.
Yeah. That's good.
Definitely.
You will.
They're a lot of fun. I've seen them probably close to 20 or 30 times. Definitely.
I'm trying to think of the first time. It was like 2015 or so. What was the first beer bash they played at? 3, I think. But I think I met them before that.
Yeah.
What show would that have been?
I remember seeing them for the first time. They played with Pilcrow, Pat's old band. And like totally
Where was
different
that?
style bands.
Was
that
that
like
at
Rancho
Rancho
Relaxo?
Relaxo?
Yeah,
I was at
Rancho
that too,
Relaxo.
yeah.
Like, yeah. Maybe
That was
17
the
years.
week we played the Unearthed show.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
April 2016.
Oh, yeah. It's 2016.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Have it. Fuck. Yeah, it was Snake River, Pilcrow, Walmart, who I love.
Oh man, yeah, that was a great
And,
show.
like,
I
That's
started to
awesome.
remember that.
Mismatch.
That's what's that
All
awesome.
mismatches. Yeah, Pilgrim was a mismatch with every show.
Yeah.
I
even-
love when
even
mismatch
metal
shows happen, though.
What was that?
I love when mismatched shows happen, though, because you get a
Those are
little
the
bit
times
of
I like the
everything.
most.
Yeah.
I know there's a
Definitely.
big debate about that. Some people say that you should have shows that are all the same genre. I can see why people think that, I guess. But yeah, I prefer mishmash myself.
Well, I'm a shit
that's-
disturber, so I prefer both.
yeah.
For both.
Just knowing what you're going into, as long as you look it up. You go to see a
Yeah.
metal band, and you're like, oh, it's at a. You show up thinking it's a metal show. You're like, oh, it's a country show at a coffee club. They're just fucking with everybody.
Yeah.
You'd be disappointed, but if you knew that, you would be like, this is hilarious. This is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So it's all
Yeah.
about, not just showing up with expectations, but
Well, I think when your shows like that too, it's about marketing. It's about being smart about your marketing to make sure that you can pull shows off like that. Like I've been to mismatch shows where you walk in, there's only 10 people, but I've also been to them where they're packed, you know?
Yeah.
So it just, I guess it's all a matter of how you put it out there and how you market it. So, and me, like, because like, I'm always looking for new bands. I always work with independent bands and local bands and stuff like that. So I do like both. I like when I've got a themed evening of, X
Yep.
amount of bands of the same genre, but I also like when I walk into a room where, like, I know 3 or 4 bands and they're all great bands, but they all sound a little bit different. And then you've got a 4th band I've never heard or 5th band I've never heard that just fucking blow you out of the water, right? It's always the new bands I'm looking for and the hard working independents, because those are the ones that survive. Those are the ones that work for their shit. I work hard for my shit. Those are the bands I want to work with.
Yeah,
Totally.
So definitely.
Have you heard On Deaf Ears before?
Okay, so I'm gonna out myself. Most likely. But if you were to turn them on and me go, that's on deck, no, I wouldn't know, because
It's like
I
a newer
listen
band
to
and
so
they
much
seem to
music
work with
that
the
I don't know if I have or not.
no, they're great. Our bar guitar player in Omnibird loves these guys.
Yeah,
Yeah?
Jacob is
Yeah,
that's like
he's-
his favorite band in the whole
Oh,
scene.
yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll definitely check them out.
Yeah, they're cool guys. We played with them like 2 or 3 times
They did
by
Beer
now.
Bash.
They were at Beer
Okay.
Bash.
I'll
We played
definitely
at
check them
that
out.
Irvine show. They were there.
I feel like they've been on. I feel like I've seen them on different posters, but I
They've been
don't
out
know
there a
if
lot
I've
lately.
Yeah,
They're really starting to get their feet under them.
I think they did the Ryfield thing as well.
Okay.
Those guys
All
are
right.
awesome. The Ryfield dudes. We're
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah.
Shout
Oh,
out to
Ryfield
Ryfield.
Studios. Those
Yeah.
guys are great.
They're awesome.
Those guys
They're
are great.
good work.
They are. I like how they do their shows. They got great personalities. And I
Yeah.
like
Oh,
how they
yeah.
do
And
the
their
live
band's
music
good,
in.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
musicians.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
we're hitting that
In
I don't know,
May.
weeks or
27th.
months before our tour starts.
Okay, sick. I'll keep an eye out for that. I'll definitely.
Doing our set there
Yeah.
right before the tour, and
Which
like,
kicks off with Beer Bash.
Might even have a 5th song ready for that.
We may.
yeah,
Possible.
yeah.
Right
Yeah,
on.
Don't
We
see
are
why
writing.
not. Yeah, we got new material coming out, so
We kind of finished writing one like a week ago.
yeah, got a new one, and
We're hoping to debut it at the shows coming up.
I've got some ideas. Some I've showed you guys, some I haven't, but like, and
I hope they're good ideas.
well, we'll see. I don't even know. I don't even know. I just come up with ideas, and then it's like, I'll just let these guys decide if it's any good. We'll see. Because I have a biased opinion, obviously.
That seems.
I think they're all shit, but
Meanwhile,
I don't know.
meanwhile,
That
we
seems to
wrote
be a great
everything down.
dynamic for you guys, though. Here, I did this. Listen to it and do what you want with it. And
yeah,
that seems to really work for you guys.
yeah. That's
So far,
how it works. Yeah.
so
It's
good.
one of those things where if it fits something that we're currently working on, then great. If not, it goes on the back burner until the next thing. And then,
Yeah.
hey, remember this?
And if it doesn't fit,
Very,
sometimes
very
you just
true.
cram it in there anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it fit, and then
Yeah,
it turns out to be awesome.
Shout out to Brandon because
Yeah.
he helped write some of these songs, and
Yeah.
he would cram riffs together like that's
Wicked.
his thing.
Yeah, one of our founding members that has left the band since we formed it.
Yeah.
Brandon. Pat and I are in another band, Detest, with this guy, and he is just an amazing writer.
Sick.
Has like a crazy unique style. So a lot of the Evil Villain shit is a lot of his ideas too, you know. And,
Right.
He was definitely a big part of the writing.
and then I played with him for over a decade. So like in a way, I've learned, not even in a way, I've definitely learned a lot from him, and that's what kind of translates into my style now, you know. I mean,
Shoehorning riffs together and being like, well, it's not the same BPM, it's not the same time signature. Okay, all we got to do is find a hook to glue these two things together, and we're gonna make it.
Right.
so yeah, big shout out to our buddy Brando. Love you, dude. Miss ya.
Awesome.
Maybe one day we'll have 3 guitar players now. Just kidding.
He definitely helped contribute a lot to, because I guess, you know, we touched on a lot of different subgenres, but I think death metal is probably like the one consistent. And yeah, Dan and when we were first starting writing the songs, had a lot of influence in us being kind of primarily a death metal sound.
And I have a habit of turning any riff into a death metal riff, just throwing super fast kicks to it.
Yeah.
That's not true. He used to turn everything into a Gojira song.
Okay, let's get the waves.
Now you've picked up your snare a bit.
It used to only be a slow, groovy backbeat, and my left hand started to work. And
Once we get the blast beats in there, then it's like, oh, blast beats, perfect, death metal.
This
There you
makes
have
sense to me. I think we could do something with this.
I still do love Gojira. Every time I start writing a song, I'm like, oh, I have my 3 Gojira favorite songs I'm going to try to rip off. And then it always like leads in a path down. I'm like, oh, I can't use that idea anymore. Okay, next time. Next time.
I took my youngest to see Slipknot when she was 6, and Gojira was on the bill, and she
How
fucking
was that?
loved them.
Yeah, that was
awesome.
a few years ago.
You were there
I was
too,
at that
I'm
one.
pretty sure.
Yeah, what a fucking song.
Were you?
Yeah, I
Did
was
you
at
say
that show.
I think I knew you.
Maybe.
Okay, so like I don't usually script questions or anything like that. Whatever comes to my head comes to my
Lay it
head.
on us.
So okay, so who are your favorite bands that aren't metal? Who do you guys listen to that have nothing to do with metal?
Well, I don't know about
I'd say
nothing to do with metal.
Frank
but
Zappa. But I mean,
Oh,
he's even like distorted guitar, so
Yeah.
he's the metal of the 60s and 70s.
and I've been influenced by like the Beatles and shit a lot lately, and the Stones and Pink Floyd, like always have been.
Right.
Like the kind of music my dad brought me up on. That and like punk rock and like and yeah, metal obviously, but punk rock's a huge influence for me too. And even now I still basically just write punk rock riffs, but in drop A with heavy distortion just turns into metal, you know? Like
A little bit of Wheedly Wheedly.
yeah,
A little bit of Gojira drums. Maybe?
yeah,
Yeah.
and the other influences, and all of a sudden a propaganda style riff
I love them.
sounds more like cattle decapitation, but
Love them too.
yeah, that's true, yeah.
It's probably just because I also try to make everything sound like either like Gojira, and also like I don't have the same style as Cannibal Corpse,
Yep.
but I'm like trying to learn that style, even though he doesn't have a learned style. He kind of just throws
Right.
himself the drum kit. But like those kinds of drum beats is kind of what I always envision our riffs sounding like. When I'm sitting there listening to the riffs, I hear just like my favorite beats from Cattle Decapitation to start.
That's awesome.
What about you guys? What are your non-metal influences?
Currently, I would say the Mars Volta.
Nice.
Hiromi. She's a Japanese Canadian jazz fusion artist.
Sick.
Her
Ooh, can you send me that?
Yeah, I can text it to you.
Okay.
Her songs are all basically like fusion shred downs, but with like nice clean tones. And she's like the composer and pianist. She's like phenomenal.
Sick.
So good. And I've been listening to a lot of NoFX lately. I've been really, really into NoFX.
Nice.
For whatever reason, I don't know why. So
Right on.
I'll throw them in.
Right on.
In San Diego. So
Just remembering now too, there's been one band that I've been listening to, which is Snarky Puppy. They have this one live set song called Lingus on YouTube. It's like not metal at all. It's just all fusion, jazz, blues kind of crap, but it is insanely entertaining.
All
I think
right.
we're all pretty influenced by like jazz. Like Matt and I started listening to jazz 91.1 in the car.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Great
it's just a
station.
great way to like end your night, almost like driving through Toronto on an evening where you just finished a jam.
You can say on E.
Sometimes, but no, not usually. But like, just when you're like feeling good Toronto vibes and listening to jazz is fucking sick. And like, we take a lot of influence from that because like some of our favorite bands, like more like Between the Buried and Me. I don't know if you guys have heard of them, but like,
It's the first time.
yeah. So like a band like that,
Never heard of them.
they take death metal and throw like jazz into it, and it fits so well.
Yeah.
So these
I'm
fools
for
want to carry a cover a song from that band.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
say that.
You do though.
I do, but I don't want people to know about it until we know it.
I'm just saying you
Fuck.
want me
Is
to
there
learn.
editing?
I
Can
haven't
you
learned.
edit that out? Maybe just scrap the interview. It's over.
Listen,
This
honey,
is
we're
done.
live, so
Yeah,
like,
Dustin.
Yeah, what I've been listening to a lot lately, like mainly when I'm working, like is funk. Like funk.
Sick.
It's
Yeah.
just really like calming, but like
Yep.
Element.
it's Parliament, Grand Central Station, Funkadelic, like all that stuff. And it's just
awesome.
it keeps it light, but it just keeps the mood like great. Nobody's in a bad mood when you're listening to funk. Like,
Yeah, that's an excellent.
It's something that anyone can enjoy too, whether you're into hip
and like,
hop.
cause I listen to a lot of stuff. Like I listen to a little bit of hip hop as well. But when you're working in a public space, not a lot of people like to listen to fucking like death metal or deathcore or like
idiots.
A lot of people don't.
I got a car
Get
show
it.
that I watch where they do fabrication montages and they go, let's turn up the funk, and then they just stop talking and you just listen to like a 5-minute funk song while they're building.
Yeah, I've got like a sweet
Funky
montage.
like Friday,
Yeah.
specifically like Funky Friday,
Awesome.
and it's funk all day.
That's awesome.
Bitch.
And you see it come out. I mean, all these influences, right? You see it come out in Dustin's bass playing. Like he does a lot of slap pop
I
shit,
try to, yeah.
and like, fuck, it's awesome. It makes for good death metal. Pat too, playing like fusion style drums, and then
Yeah, we
like,
got a jazz riff where I'm like, all right, like channel my inner fusion and just play some whack crap. We still somehow play to a metronome.
That is jazz, like basically.
Yeah.
So, just play some whack crap.
yeah, that's how I write
I love
jazz
that.
riffs. You just pick any note.
That office joke. She's like, just play the right notes.
Yeah.
She doesn't like jazz.
The key to jazz drumming on drums is just use all 4 limbs, but pick every random limb and every random tom cymbal.
Yep.
Like snare. Just pick something at random when it shows up, and it's going to be off time. It's going to be wrong. It's going to sound great.
I do that with my
Scatting is a little
fingers.
like gutturals too. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
When Matt writes his vocal parts before the words are even written,
that's true.
he'll
That's true.
scat like his fucking growls, as we're jamming the song, which may or may not be fully written, maybe still a work in progress, but like then Matt will be like just doing random growls in an instrumental kind of way.
Yeah, the
And
song is like done without the words.
Yeah,
being
no words written, but
Right.
the vocal part is written.
Yep.
And then, yeah, that's
Then you
pretty.
figure out words to that.
That's a good way to get critique from the rest of the dudes. If they like a part or don't like a part, you can change it. And then, once everything's kind of, okay, I'm going to do this part here and this part here, then you can put the lyrics to it. And it's all going to work.
Which is hilarious because I started working with you and I'm like, what do you mean you don't have vocals for you've been singing the song for a year and a half?
But then he puts words to the growls.
You're
and
like,
you
oh
can't,
shit.
you can't really understand it anyways, and you're like, oh.
Sounds just as good as it did
sounds
before.
totally different. Yeah, I totally do
It
that.
sounds different from Lost Band. It sounds the exact same. That's weird because I actually have the finalized lyrics this time. Didn't sound any different to the jargon I was saying last week.
Yeah.
No.
That's the magic.
It's funny because you could just come to a show with different lyrics every time.
You could. I don't know. Like people would figure it out eventually.
That's what I do. Anyone need a beer?
I gotta pee,
You want a
big
beer?
time.
You guys
I
want a
gotta
beer?
pee. I gotta pee. Do we have a break here for a second, Amanda?
I mean, sure, if you want.
Yeah,
We don't like pause or anything.
Yeah,
That's okay.
I'd love
me and
to chat
Dustin,
with you
The
guys
rhythm
while we're waiting.
section still here.
we're gonna hold it down like we always do.
This is by far one of the most fun interviews I've done.
Oh.
Definitely. And we've hit the hour mark and we're still going. So yeah. So like, I mean, we can go as long as you guys want. I know that you guys are jamming and you had questioned how long we usually do this.
Yeah, so
So when they come back, we can, you know, shoot the shit a little bit more and wrap it up and you guys can do your thing. And then I'll talk more to you guys when it comes to writing Sofa City and the release and stuff like that.
cool.
Yeah. So, and I don't know if either of you are on my Facebook, but I put out a thing about wanting to do hot sauce trivia. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, I know Matt had mentioned to me that Jacob wanted to do it.
It sounds fun, but like I'm always terrified of even watching hot ones because I end up putting hot sauce on a couple of chicken fingers and regretting it. So I'd probably be terrible for that.
That's the point. That's the point.
No, I just don't like I eat Frank's and sriracha and then I'm done. So I'm not going to show up to like, hey, we got this 100,000 Scoville, which I don't even think is that.
Yeah,
hot.
and I don't tell you guys which bowls of wings are hot.
Oh,
I just put like 6
hot
or
wing
7
roulette.
bowls of chicken wings on the table, and some bowls are hot wings and some bowls are regular. And you know, if you get the question wrong, you pick a chicken wing, and if you get one of the hot ones, that's your own fault.
oh, so that's hilarious.
I just thought, like, I don't know. Somebody said to me a little while ago, "You play stupid games, you get stupid prizes," and I thought this would be a great game to play for stupid prizes.
Yeah.
You know, and it's good to keep things interesting on the show. So
For sure.
yeah,
No,
I
that's
like
a great
doing stuff
idea.
like
actually.
that.
Well, I
Really
know a
good
way we
idea.
can wrap this up too. Do like your rundown. Just for anyone who's still listening to this, you'd probably be interested on hearing what kind of heads these guys have.
There's quite a
what
few
kind of
people
mic you
actually
use?
still listening to us. So you guys have kept attention for over an hour now.
Hi, guys.
It's probably you. We're not entertaining at all.
Well, I mean, I'm not really funny today, so it's definitely you guys.
Yeah, like you just got a
It's
new
not enough
bass,
credit
right?
for
Yeah,
him.
you should brag about your bass. You got a really nice.
It's pretty handy. The most
That's
expensive
awesome.
I've bought in a long time.
Didn't you say ever?
Probably ever.
Both your cars were
Well,
cheaper
a lot
than
of the
your
cars
bass?
that I bought were pretty cheap, so and then you just pick them up. So maybe not all in cars.
You haven't had to fix this yet, though. So
No, I mean, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I just picked up a new bass, and it's like, yeah, it's a game changer.
What kind of bass is it?
It's a Dingwall bass.
really sick.
Combustion NG3 signature. So I'm still paying for that, but
Sorry, Matt.
That's okay. That's okay. You didn't hit my boner.
yeah, that and
Oh, my
Tim just picked up a new guitar as well too. He's got a PRS.
his whole home special PRS.
So he has like a fancy one, and now he bought a one that is pretty much as fancy, just a less sentimental version of it.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
less good of wood in that, and
Something
This
like
one.
that. It sounds great, but it's like it's his everyday. Yeah, it's his everyday throw into the car. Don't go on tour with guitar. And it sounds great. It's also Chris, what do you got? Those
I got nothing new, man. I ordered a new guitar.
Well, what did you
So
record
what's
the
your
album?
what's your recording?
I recorded the album on a Jackson.
Oh right, the $150 special.
I don't know. I got it for free, so I don't know how much it costs, but yeah, the Jackson. What is that style guitar called? Is it Kelly? I think they call it Jackson.
I call it the Metallica.
But
Probably. Where's fucking Dave? This is
yeah, Dave would
unreal.
know, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, where is that motherfucker? No, imagine he shows up. But yeah, so like I got this. Brandon had this extra guitar that he acquired from our other bandmate Cass from the.
Oh no, you froze.
Uh oh.
Are we frozen still?
Can you still hear us?
We're moving on this. No, we're not. Yeah, we are.
I think we're good. I'm watching the thing on the floor here, and it looks okay.
A small delay.
Funny.
There is a delay.
There you are.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
Nice. No problem.
You're back.
So I got.
So I lost you at.
Oh, yeah. So I had that
That's where I
Jackson,
lost you.
the Jackson Kelly, and Brandon had this guitar like extra that he got from our other bandmate, and I tuned it to drop A, and we just kind of started jamming, and that's kind of I credit that acquisition of this free guitar with it really helped kickstart the band, because
Right, because you can keep a different
we
tuning.
got
on
it,
different
had
guitar.
the instrument, gave us the tools we need to like start. I mean, we probably would have started the band anyways, but like
We definitely would have started.
it was just kind of cool
Yeah.
to like have that extra tool to do it. And so I mean, it's not the greatest guitar, but like Tim works on guitars and does all that shit, so I got him to like spruce it right up, and it's good as new. And we use it to write and work on all the songs. We use it to record the songs,
Yeah.
and
That sounds good.
kind of has that charm, like when something is crappy, but that's
Yeah.
kind of what makes it sound good.
The
so.
same reason why I have the drums I have. They're a shell pack that I bought that I traced the purchase story back to, I'm just going to go ahead and say it, they're the Cannibal Corpse drummers original drum kit. Mazurkowitz, he sold his drum kit. Yeah, it's official. I'm saying, I actually messaged him about it. He said it could be it. So it's good enough for me.
Yeah.
Because he sold it to a guy in Niagara.
You actually say it's good enough for him.
No,
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Yeah, but he sold it to a guy in Niagara, and then he had it. I mean, the guy I bought it off from Niagara said he'd had it from since the same year that Mazurkowitz had sold it. I hope I'm saying that name right. Anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and claim that I have the Cannibal Corpse drum kit. Doesn't sound that great, but
That's
it's
fucking amazing.
It's an 83 Swing Star, and it's kind of like I put new heads on it. It sounds all right. I didn't record with it. It's like more of a live set. But
What
it's
did you record with?
I recorded with I think it was a Tama Babinga.
yeah.
Yeah, our buddy Tim hooked us up with
Our guitarist, Tim.
Sorry, our guitarist Tim. Also a buddy.
He's our buddy.
Yeah,
too.
he's our buddy.
But yeah, he was able to acquire.
Does he know he's just your friend now, or?
Yeah. Now he's officially a friend.
It just happened now. Live on the internet. Wow. What a
I was
moment.
lucky enough to record the album on a really sick drum kit with fresh heads and everything, so it's gonna sound like a little cleaner than if I was using this kit. And then along with that, I got a mismatch of like a different kick drum and Joey Jordan's mismatch cymbals. Oh, the king though, everything that makes this drum kit playable is the Trick Pro 1V kick pedals. I would not be able to play half the shit I'm playing on like a DW or a Pearl set. Maybe it's just me, but
We have a DW set here. Don't we?
yeah. Well, it's my old set,
Yeah.
but like I just leveled. I bought these kicks.
To
and
banish to the rafters.
because I just leveled up. I apparently am a compression string, like hard linkage kind of guy, because the regular spring and the chains, they feel super sloppy and just don't work. But these tricks are just insane.
Secret weapon.
Seriously, secret weapon. I always kind of encourage people to try them out if you can, because I got lucky and got a used pair. Yeah.
That's
I tried
that's
all the time.
awesome.
Yeah, everyone in here plays my kit. It's like, you still
Now everybody knows why you guys sound so good.
That's totally why we sound.
Hey, you gotta have the right tools for the job,
It's true.
Yep.
There we are. There you are.
Can see us?
I
I
think.
can see us down there.
Yeah. I can hear you. You're kind of glitchy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, same.
Are you there again?
We're
Oh,
here.
there you
We're
are.
here.
We can hear
So
you.
I think the universe is telling us we need to finish this
Okay.
because I think we're just going to keep glitching.
I think
But
we covered everything.
I want to
I
do
got a
this
question
again
for you
because I could
first.
sit and chat with you guys all night long.
I have a question for you.
So,
Where can people buy your book?
they can buy it from me, or they can go to sofacitysounds.ca and buy it there. Or they can buy it at Grey Borders Books. I think it's Grey Borders at Jigsy.com. You can purchase it through there. I think those are the only 3 places you can purchase it right now. And then you can also purchase it at Tale of Junction on April 30th.
Awesome.
During the second release party, the Toronto release. You like that, eh?
Nice.
Good.
That's marketing.
That is
I'm not good at
corporate
it, but
synergy right
I
there.
pulled it off all right this time.
Yeah,
It's
that's
good
gonna be
teamwork.
sweet.
Good teamwork.
So,
So all of you
yeah.
out there on the internet, buy the fucking book.
And then we'll find you guys in volume 4 soon.
It's a glimpse of
Yeah,
of
oh
the
yeah.
Toronto
Yeah,
scene.
definitely buy the
Yeah,
book.
go-
Thank
go
you very
download
much
our
for plugging
free
it. I
demo,
appreciate it.
Where would they find that then?
That's Evil
So,
Villain.
pardon?
And you can also go to our Evil Villain Facebook page and find the link to the free demo.
Yeah, evilvillain.ca is our main website.
Wicked.
So check us out there. We've got a TikTok where it's basically
Okay.
just this but shorter videos.
Yeah.
Check it out. We've
Do
got an Instagram and a Facebook. Check those out. And listen to the demo if you can. We'll have the EP out soon.
Yeah, and then we'll have tour dates out soon as well once everything gets ironed out.
Okay.
And I believe we're
All
kicking
right.
the tour off
June 3rd.
June
Beer
3rd.
Bash, June 3rd.
Beer Bash.
Yes,
Fuck yeah.
okay, so
You're
provided that my health stays,
Fuck
I have
yeah.
that day. I have that day booked off. I have a babysitter. Everything is.
Good to
There's no fucking around. So unless
Hell
I
yeah.
drop dead,
Don't do that.
I'll be there.
Book
Don't
a-
point at me like that.
It's like the creepy monkey in Family Guy.
Exactly like that. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, Beer Bash is the shit, and we just keep doing it,
Well,
and it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
I don't want to miss this one. And I too also sometime this summer I'm looking to do a couple of shows where I take some bands on dates. And we go like mini putting and eat pizza and do Ferris wheels and all
Sick.
kinds of fun shit like that. And then
We
we'll
could go
edit
to
it into
Oasis.
a video. What?
If you want to go to Oasis with us,
That's a hell
When
of
do you
a
go?
date right there.
it's a swingers
It's-
club. It'll be hot.
No.
Yeah.
I love you, Matt, but not like that.
That would be a good idea for a date.
I'll go with you, Matt.
We'll
shoot a fucking music video or something.
I mean, like, you guys can go. Let me know how it is. I'll sit by the door and wait. I mean, I'll babysit.
It won't be a date if it's not your date thing.
Buy me drinks all night.
Yeah, well, like, I mean,
Just be us five.
I'm more of a
Yeah, we'll go on
mini
a
putting and
fun
mosh
date.
pit kind of girl. As opposed,
That's all right.
what is going on with me?
Oh fuck!
And on that note,
Yeah.
it's never a fucking dull moment with you guys. That's for sure.
Right.
Fuck
Thanks
no.
a lot for having us.
Oh, hell yeah, it's
Yeah.
awesome.
I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for being on the show, and I'm sorry it took so long, but I'm so glad
It
you're
was
here.
7 minutes.
Not
We were on
even.
at 7:07.
We're a freaking.
pretty
Well,
much.
yeah.
We're a pretty new
I,
band.
I,
so
I guess 7 minutes in this industry is on time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
Unless you ask Jake Disman, but yeah, to everyone else, yes.
Oh.
wasn't it
Yeah,
7 minutes the whole night?
You're
Wasn't
putting
Walter
it-
Bash 7 minutes off the whole night? Is
Oh,
that what it
man.
was? Was
I
7
think
minutes?
it was less. I saw him at the I chatted with him the next day, and it was like 4 minutes off time or something like that.
He kept on saying, "I love that song, but it is long. That is a long
There
song."
was-
I kept on getting.
There was 26 bands on stage. I don't think 4
27.
minutes is really.
27.
27.
No, GFU dropped out a couple of days before
Oh,
because
okay.
their drummer
Okay,
fucked
so
off on him.
I wrong.
Again. No.
Again? That's like the first time
Oh yeah.
Never.
on the internet, anyway.
Doesn't count.
Yeah.
That's
For
never.
the whole world to see. Well, you guys did pretty good. You captivated 25 people for over an hour.
That's a lot.
Thanks, guys, for
Hi
hanging out.
everyone.
That's our end number. Like our end number is 25. So I mean that's pretty good considering I'm just some backroom interview. You know what I mean? Like people know who Sofa City is, but we're not anywhere where we want to be yet. So
Don't sell yourself short, Amanda. You're doing great.
We are
I'm
fighting
pretty
you as
tall.
well.
You're doing great.
So
And we
Thank you. I
appreciate you having
appreciate that.
us on.
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah.
Well,
Thanks for
you guys
watching,
are a blast.
everybody. Hello out there.
Definitely. You guys are definitely a blast. I definitely want to do this again. For sure.
Do it again. Let's do it again.
We'll come up with some new jokes. Save them
Oh, that's
up,
gonna take a while.
and by then,
I've got jokes all day, every day. They're the worst jokes you've ever heard, but you
just
always knew.
Well, those are the
Good
jokes
joke.
we want. Those are the jokes we live for here.
yes, it is.
Terrible.
Oh, let's
Okay,
get out of
well,
here.
you know what? I'll leave you guys with this terrible joke.
Awesome.
What kind of
Bring it.
shoes does a kidnapper wear?
Kicks him off as he's running away.
White Vans.
Hey-oh!
Oh, yeah, that's a good way to go off.
My internet!
Bye, Internet. Stick around for a second.